Hello, treasure hunters. I'm Catherine Shelton. I run the Facebook group Treasure Hunting with Catherine, and I have a weekly spreecast that's at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's every Saturday, and I talk about looking for treasure at yard sales, rummage sales, estate sales, and even at retail stores, the big box stores, Target, Walmart, thrift shops, anywhere you can think of. I like looking for treasure, and I like talking about looking for treasure. This particular video, I just want to talk about Amazon FBA. I've been in a lot of the thrifting groups lately, and I've been in my own group, and people are asking a lot of questions about Amazon FBA. A lot of people who are using eBay at the moment, who use eBay for their thrifting finds, and they're saying, like, why should I use FBA? Like, I keep hearing a lot about it, and I don't know whether to make the switch, whether I should be adding that to my toolkit, and whether it's too difficult, too complicated, whether there are legal problems. So I wanted to answer a few of those questions. I don't want to make the video super long, so I'm going to try not to talk for hours about things, but I'm going to try and cover like the main basics of what good FBA, that's fulfillment by Amazon, so selling on Amazon and having them fulfill your products from their warehouse, how you can do that, whether it's easy, and I'm going to talk a bit about the benefits of doing that, some of the pitfalls, some of the things that you need to look out for if you're making a switch from eBay to Amazon, because the selling platforms are quite different. And I'm also going to talk a bit about the practicalities of selling on Amazon, what you can sell, what you can't sell, what you should be very careful about selling, and how you sell things. I'm going to talk about whether there's fees, and I'm going to talk about just things like how you package your stuff to send it to Amazon, and the process that you go through when you do sell through FBA. So, why should you FBA, or should you FBA? Well, FBA is a very different animal from eBay. When you sell on eBay, you have a lot of control over what you're selling. You can find a pet rock in your garden, and you can put that pet rock on eBay and draw a face on it and say, this is my pet rock, I would like to sell him, he has a lot of sentimental value to me. And you can put keywords in, and you can write a really great description for your pet rock, and make a very personal specialist listing on eBay. Amazon, that probably isn't going to fly, but there are some really good reasons to sell on Amazon. First of all, the dry facts. Amazon is huge. It's like big. They have warehouses all over the US, and they have warehouses in lots of other countries. In England, yay! In Canada, France, everywhere. Amazon is there. And they have just an incredible system for logistics, for handling your stuff, picking it, packing it, shipping it out. Amazon gets 137 million sales a week. That's crazy. 137 million sales a week. Like, everyone is shopping on Amazon. One user on Amazon is worth 5 eBay users. So the average Amazon user spends $189 a year. The average eBay user spends $39 a year. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. Every user on Amazon spends $150 more a year, 5 times as much as the average eBay user. A couple more stats. Amazon web sales are 5 times Walmart, Target, and Buy.com's web sales combined. Those are the stats. Amazon is big. Amazon buyers spend more. If you compare the prices, find something in your house. Find like a game or a kitchen gadget and look it up. Compare the prices on Amazon and eBay. If it's a slightly older product, the chances are it's going to be selling for more, or it's harder to find. The chances are it's going to be selling for a lot more on Amazon than it is on eBay. In my estimation, and this is just like experience, I've found you can usually get about 30% more on Amazon. This doesn't necessarily follow for really popular products. I mean, if you had, like, I don't know, Beats by Dre, which you shouldn't sell on Amazon, which I'll get to, but if you had, say, Beats by Dre, the price is going to be about the same on Amazon and eBay because they kind of sell at retail price. Same with, like, Apple products. But if it's something that's harder to find and isn't like a current popular product, the chances are it's going to sell for more on Amazon. People use Amazon as a search engine. So say you're looking at buying like a Black & Decker tin opener, you're probably going to go and look on Amazon for reviews. It's going to be like the place to go just to see what people say about it. People browse Amazon just to read reviews, just to learn more about products they're thinking of buying. Another thing with Amazon, international sales. If you do FBA, you don't have to worry about international selling. There's nothing difficult about it. There's no difficulties at the post office or filling in customs forms or anything like that. If you want to sell internationally through FBA, all you do is give them your signature. I think there's like a form, you just upload your signature. Done! After that, Amazon will handle it all for you and send all your products internationally. Those are all the really cool, like, stats and my sales pitch, I guess, for Amazon. I still eBay. I mean, I do everything. Mostly eBay, mostly Amazon. I don't do Etsy. I'd like to do Etsy just to try it out and have fun with it, but I don't do Etsy. I've done Craigslist from time to time. I try to stay away from selling big items, so I don't do a lot of Craigslisting, but I have done it occasionally. So I think it's a good idea to keep open as many platforms as you can. None of these platforms are super secure. People have had problems with eBay and they've switched to Amazon. People have lost their Amazon accounts and gone back to eBay. So I think it's good to hold open every platform that you can and learn them well and use them. Because if you're a thrifter, if you're someone who goes out looking, or a treasure hunter, yay, treasure hunters. If you're a treasure hunter, you're going to find a lot of things. And the more selling platforms you have at your disposal, the more your ability to search for things widens. You can look at books, you can look at clothes, you can look at groceries, you can buy anything and sell it. If it makes a profit for you, you can sell it. So I think it's a really good idea to try and be savvy in both eBay and Amazon particularly. A couple of other benefits of FBA. It gets rid of the hoarding, which I think is a big problem with eBay. Like, I find if you're selling on eBay and you're listing thousands of items, you have to keep those thousands of items somewhere. I have a shed that I use, a storage unit that I use for a lot of eBay products, but it still drives me nuts. I still find that eBay just takes up a lot of space. I have like several thousand items listed at Amazon. Like, I couldn't possibly have those in my house. There's just not space for all those Amazon items. Mainly because it's filled with eBay items, but you know what I'm saying. It's like there's just too much stuff. And if you sell through FBA, it allows you to scale your business because you can just keep sending in products. You can build your inventory without having to physically deal with your inventory. And also, like, it just helps you work faster. Because you look for all your products, you fill a big box, you send them into Amazon's warehouse. If you're selling 100 items, if you found 100 items in a grocery store, so you go to Big Lots, and they have 100 boxes of tissues that you can make a good profit on, you can just buy all those tissues, fill up a big box, send it to Amazon, one job, done. If you were to do that on eBay, you would have to get 100 boxes and print out 100 labels, and it's a big process. So that's another benefit of Amazon, is just that you can scale your business. Just one person can sell literally hundreds of products a day. And at Christmas, like, I was in the hundreds a day for selling, because you can do that on Amazon, and I just couldn't possibly have done that on eBay without a lot of help. Another thing, I've got an example actually that kind of demonstrates this that I posted in my Facebook group this week. Everybody loves Amazon Prime. So Amazon have a lot of people using Amazon Prime. You're probably using it. It gets you free shipping on your products. People will pay a premium for Prime. If they see that little Prime logo beside products on Amazon, they will pay more money to buy them. So I had a 4-pack of Peeps, like the little Easter chicken Peeps. It's June now. I mean, you might be watching this video later, but it's June now, so we're a while after Easter. I just sold a 4-pack of Peeps on Amazon through FBA for $22.99, which is brilliant because I bought them from Big Lots for $4. And if I'd bought them straight after Easter, I probably could have got them for 40 cents. But still, I sold them for $22.99. Really happy with this. What's weird about this is on Amazon, the lowest merchant fulfilled seller was selling for $9.15 plus $4.99 shipping. So they were selling for like $14 total, including shipping. I was selling for $23. There was more than $8 difference in our price. Yet the buyer bought from me because I assume because I'm selling with Prime. And they see that Prime logo. And a lot of people, when they're browsing, they say show only Prime sellers. I do that, especially with books. One reason is you know that you've got no hassle returns as a buyer. If you see a Prime seller, you know it's coming straight from Amazon. You know you're going to get it fast, and you can set what day that you want to receive that product. So a lot of people will only buy Prime FBA products. So that's kind of an illustration that someone wanted these Peeps, and they so wanted to buy them from a Prime seller that they paid $8 difference, almost a third of the total price, $23 for a 4-pack of Peeps. On eBay, right now, that same 4-pack of Peeps is selling for $13 with free shipping. So that's a big difference. They'll pay $13 on eBay, $23 on Amazon. So I'm just saying, I think with most things, you will make more money selling on Amazon. So I look for products that I can sell on Amazon. When I'm out shopping, I primarily look for Amazon products. And then I look for eBay products as a kind of side thing. But looking for eBay products isn't my primary treasure hunt. My primary hunt is for Amazon products. So let's talk a little bit about what you do if you want to set up an Amazon FBA account. Up front, there's no fees straight away. If you set up as an individual seller account, which is probably what you'll do if you're getting started, you pay 99 cents per item as a fee. And then there's like extra picking and packing and storage fees. So those aren't too bad. They're kind of on a par with eBay and PayPal fees. If you sell more than 40 products a month, you should switch to the professional seller account, which is a $40 subscription fee, but then you don't have to pay that extra 99 cents per item. So it makes sense to just start off with an individual seller account. You don't have to pay any upfront fees. You only pay on what you're actually selling. And I think you have a small storage fee for the products that you send into the warehouse. But the storage fees are minimal. Like, I have thousands of items there. And I think I spend like $70 a quarter on storage fees. Something like that. They're very low. I mean, it's literally pennies per item. Okay, so you've set up your Amazon seller account. The next thing you should do is get scanning software. So I'm hoping that you've got an iPhone or Android. What you can do, there's three main scanning software available. There's ScanPower, which I use. It's kind of expensive. I think it's about $40 a month. But I like it. I like the look and feel of it, and I find it gives me very clear answers, and it's fast. There's also Profit Bandit, which does kind of the same thing. It's $10 a month. And there's a free app called Amazon Seller. That's all it is, Amazon Seller app. And if you go to the App Store and put in Amazon Seller, you can download it. And it's pretty neat. So what you do, you find the product you're interested in selling, and you look for the barcode, and you scan. So you scan the barcode, and check this out. It finds the product, and it says the lowest price it's selling at is $65.69. The fees are $9.85, and the net proceeds are $55.84. So they'll calculate the fees for you, and after the fees are taken off, $55. Awesome! I bought this for $8 this morning at an estate sale. Yay! I spent $40 total. I know now I'm going to make it all back just on this Monopoly set. So if you haven't done Amazon, imagine how cool this is. You can take this scanning app to thrift stores, to estate sales, to rummage sales, to church sales. Scan anything with a barcode, especially if it's a sealed box. Sealed boxes at rummage sales are almost always winners. You can find board games, jigsaw puzzles, kitchen appliances. You will be amazed at tin openers, bottle openers, jar openers, anything. You will probably find. This tells you the selling price at Amazon. Not only does it tell you the selling price at Amazon, it tells you what your fees will be. So you know exactly what your payout, what your profit will be. So that's like the first thing you need to do if you want to sell on Amazon. Get the Amazon Seller app. Once you get used to that, maybe look at Scam Power or Profit Bandit. But honestly, this does the job pretty well. The next thing, probably you want to start thinking about what you can actually sell at Amazon. So traditionally, Amazon was a bookstore, and I think books are probably the easiest thing to sell there. There's a few reasons why. I think books, it's very easy to find books. You can go to a lot of rummage sales. You'll always find books at estate sales. And you've probably got a ton of books at home. So I really recommend starting with books, maybe board games, and unwanted gifts. If you have any gifts still in the packaging, especially kitchen appliances. I mean, a lot of people have corkscrews they've never opened, or bottle openers. Black & Decker's Space Makers, the can openers, sell for something like $100 at the moment on Amazon. Board games are awesome. A lot of more collectible board games or specialist board games worth lots of money. If you have Lord of the Rings Risk, you can be looking at $60 to $80. Deluxe Scrabble with the turntable, that's I think that's about $80, $90. The prices fluctuate. Around Christmas time, prices are much higher than they are right now in the middle of summer. But still, if you have stuff sitting on your shelves and it has a barcode on it, get the Amazon Seller app, scan it, see what it's worth, and then you can start selling. You can start selling it on Amazon. So the main thing on Amazon is the barcode is king. If your product doesn't have a barcode, things get trickier. If it has a barcode, you're probably good to go. And the chances are, if it's a fairly popular item, or at one point it was a popular item, the listing is there. It's already set up for you. I have noisy crows going over my head. So with Amazon, the big thing that's different from eBay is that listings on Amazon are shared. So on eBay, you set up your listing. You say, here's my pet rock. It's my pet rock. No one else is selling this pet rock. On Amazon, if you find this product, so I found this Monopoly, I have no control over the listing. Someone's already set that up. They've already said, hey, it's this Monopoly set. It's in a wooden box. It's by Parker Brothers. It's a nostalgic game board, or whatever they're going to say on the listing. They've put the photographs up. It's done. It's dusted. It's there. There's not a whole lot you can do other than jump on board the listing with them and set your price. And you'll probably want to be the lowest price or near the lowest price. I usually recommend setting your price 1 penny or 2 pennies above your lowest competitor. And the reason I do this is because everyone has, a lot of sellers have repricing software, and their repricing software drops. If they see someone come in lower than them, they will drop their price, and you cannot win against a repricer. All that happens is everyone starts repricing downwards, and you just kill the price on the product. It's okay to be a penny or a few pennies above the nearest competitor. A lot of people will talk about the buy box and say they want to be in the buy box. Having your product the lowest price will not affect the buy box. It doesn't matter. As long as you're within about 5% or 10%, you still can easily get the buy box. So the buy box is effectively like a landing page. It tells, when you hit the listing for a product on Amazon, and it tells you there are certain used and new sellers, it will spotlight a particular seller. And most buyers will just buy from the seller in the buy box. They're like the featured seller on the listing. And this rotates among all the eligible sellers. So usually what will affect the buy box, first of all, you have to be a professional seller. So you can't be on the individual selling plan. I talked about this. If you're an individual seller and you're just paying the 99 cents per item, you won't get the buy box. You have to be a professional seller, so you have to be paying the $40 subscription fee a month. And then the buy box can rotate to you as long as you have good stats. Your feedback needs to be good. Amazon won't tell you what the exact formula is for the buy box. They're kind of cagey about it. But we know that having general good behavior on Amazon, having good feedback, having a good order defect rate, and having a low price are definite influences on the buy box, but not having the lowest price. You just have to be within a percentage of the lowest price. Another thing that's interesting about the buy box is that the buy box, if you're in New York and your friend's in California and you both look at the same product at the same time, you may see different sellers in the buy box. And I think the reason is that Amazon are looking at who has a product in a warehouse near to you, or who is merchant fulfilling from somewhere near to you. The other big factor in the buy box is FBA. The FBA seller, as long as their price is somewhat competitive, even if it's a fair bit higher than a merchant fulfilled seller, the FBA seller has a much better chance of getting the buy box. So the buy box, you don't need to worry about it right away, but really that becomes a big part of your selling strategy as you move on in selling on Amazon. And that's kind of the way of spotlighting your product and getting the sale over other people who are listing the same product. So it's very different from eBay in that you can't really personalize your product. You can't really personalize your listing. You just jump on board and share it with all the other sellers of this wooden Monopoly set or whatever it is that you're selling. The one place that you can distinguish yourself is in the condition notes for your product. So Amazon's very strict about how you grade your products. I'm going to sell this as new. I'm very happy that this is a new Monopoly set. It's got no damage. It's in the shrink wrap. The little post-it note with the price will come off, no problem. I'm very happy that this is a new product. Amazon new is different from eBay new. On eBay, if this had a hole in the shrink wrap, you could probably still say it's new. There'd be no problem. You'd just be on eBay, you'd say, yeah, it's new, it's got a small hole in the shrink wrap, but it's new. I've never opened it, never played with it. It's a new product. Amazon, you can't do that. New is pristine. They say pristine condition. The packaging has to be pristine. The product has to be pristine. It's got to be just as it left the factory. And so many people break this, like especially on books. People do overgrade. They say products are new, and then in the condition notes they say, yeah, it's new, but it has a scratch on the box. No, don't do it. Don't do it. You will get into trouble. It's not worth it. And if you don't get into trouble with Amazon, you'll probably get a neg from a buyer, because a lot of buyers don't read the condition notes. So when you start listing on Amazon, read through the condition notes carefully. Read Amazon's descriptions of each condition very carefully and get to know them really well. You can't even sell something that's sealed as like new if it has any damaging. The packaging has to be pristine for a new or a like new product. Also on Amazon, if you're selling used products, they have to be they have to be decent condition. I mean, yeah, they have like acceptable and good. I think you have to be very, very careful with your condition on Amazon. Don't sell anything that's got any damage, any significant damage. I personally wouldn't sell anything out of the box. I sell a lot of things like printers. I only sell them if they're in like new condition in the original box. If the box has been open, that's fine, but I like them to look new. They have to be complete. Whatever you're selling has to be complete. So you can't sell a Monopoly set and say, well, it's missing 3 cards and one of the dice. No, you can't do that. You've got to sell complete products, and you've got to sell them with no damage. Someone just asked me in the group about selling a vintage doll that had batteries, and he said it was new and sealed in the packet, but it was old, so the batteries don't work anymore. You can't sell that as new, because I would be wary about selling it on Amazon, mainly because I would be concerned that the batteries were corroded, and you know, Amazon buyers just aren't understanding about things like that. If they receive the doll and the batteries are corroded, they're going to return that to Amazon, they're going to leave you negative feedback, and Amazon are going to tell you off. So I would be very, very careful about selling something like that on Amazon. I think that would be better on eBay. If the batteries are dead but it's sealed in the box and you don't think the batteries are corroded, then I would sell it in very good condition. But I don't think you can sell it as new if the doll's no longer talking, if it's not doing like whatever it should do. You can't sell it as new. Even if it's a vintage doll, even if it's like 30 years old and it's obvious that the batteries wouldn't be working. That's just like not the way that Amazon works. So everything must be complete. If you have board games, they need to be complete. Some people think it's okay to print off a new instruction manual for board games if the instructions are missing. I don't know. I think it's kind of shady territory, and Amazon might crack down on it, but for now people seem to get away with it. It seems to be a reasonable practice, so you might want to do that. But otherwise, I would say they have to be complete. I wouldn't sell anything with any major damage to it. Another thing is you have to make sure that everything absolutely matches the description that Amazon has. So if you're selling a product, say a book with a CD in it, like a technical book, you have to have the CD in it. And if the listing says this book comes with a CD, make sure the CD's there. You can't just go in the condition notes and go, oh, it doesn't have the CD. You have to make sure that everything matches. If you scan the product and it says this is a white salt and pepper shaker and your product is black, don't list it on that listing and say, oh, but mine's black. You can't do that, because if someone's buying on their mobile, on their phone, and they just say, oh, I need to buy a white salt and pepper shaker, they're just going to see new. They're not going to see your condition notes that say, oh, actually this one's black. And they're going to buy it, and they're going to get a black one, and they're going to go, I wanted a white one, and they're going to be bummed, and they're going to report you to Amazon, and you're going to get a slap for not selling things that match the photograph and the UPC and all the listing details. So everything has to completely match the listing. And it's tricky because sometimes you'll find things in the stores that have the same UPC on several products, especially on children's puzzles. This seems to be a thing, that if you go to the dollar store they'll have like 4 Mickey Mouse jigsaw puzzles, and they'll all be different, yet they all have the same barcode on the back. Nightmare. So just one more thing on UPCs and selling things that match. Another thing to look out for is that it's not enough that just the description matches. If you go to like Target and they have a Lightning McQueen comforter set, and you go to Kohl's and they have the same Lightning McQueen comforter set, but one has a Target label, one has a Kohl's label, and the UPCs are different, you can't sell those on the same listing. You have to be very specific and make sure that the UPC, the photograph, and the description all match the exact product you have. So Amazon are really, really picky about that, but it kind of makes sense once you get used to doing that. At first, when you start selling on Amazon, you're probably just going to be jumping on board with other people's listings. But as you get used to it, you can start creating your own listings, which is pretty cool. And this is where the real power of Amazon comes in. For example, I sell a lot of bundled items. So like I can pick up things like these from the dollar store. That way around. There we go. 4th of July napkins and plates. Put them together, bam, that's a bundle. I can sell that for $10 on Amazon, which probably makes me about $6 per bundle. Great, powerful way of using Amazon. And I've seen people who have been saying, oh, you can't sell dollar store items from Amazon. Yes, you can. I sell a lot of this sort of thing. It's great. It works. So you can start doing very powerful things with Amazon. The way you have to do that is you buy your own barcodes and you attach them, and you make your own bundles up, and you buy your own barcodes from eBay or somewhere like that, and then you can create your own listings. That's kind of another step up on Amazon, and this is kind of a beginner's guide, so I won't really go into that. But if you do create your own listings, you do have to be careful. The main thing is that your photographs have to be on a white background. So you can't just like prop them up on your couch like you can with eBay. eBay don't care about your pictures. Amazon are very, very strict about it. Your pictures need to be on a white background, professionally taken. A lot of people use Photo Fuse to white out their backgrounds. So that's Photo Fuse, FOTOFUZE.com. And it's free and it's cool. So if you want to start getting into listing your own products, that's what I recommend. If you're going to do bundles, that's kind of another leap. And again, you have to be careful. Read the bundle restrictions and rules very carefully, because they're very specific about how you describe your bundle, that you have to use the word bundle in the title, you have to say what the components of each bundle are. So do read up before you start creating your own listings. But that's like the next step with Amazon. The first step, just find books, find games, find kitchen appliances, find whatever it is that you've got, and list those, and just list on other people's listings. I recommend books a lot. A lot of people think that books are going to be super easy. Books are neither super easy nor hard. It's a matter of finding the right books. So 90% of books, when you start scanning books, 90% of them are going to be penny books. So penny books are ones where almost all the sellers are selling them for 1 penny plus $3.99 shipping. So a lot of FBA sellers are on board selling them for $4. At $4, you make something like 50 cents a book or 40 cents a book. It's not really worth selling them because you have to ship them in. So you want to look, the skill of selling books on Amazon is looking for the books that aren't penny books. So my clues as to where to start: non-fiction, recent non-fiction, and stay away from bestsellers, because bestsellers like Harry Potter or 50 Shades of Grey or anything like that, Chicken Soup for the Soul, What to Expect When You're Expecting, useless. All of them useless. They're all worth a penny. So stay away from bestsellers. Look instead for anything with like long words in the title, anything that sounds vaguely academic, anything that's kind of a niche subject. Textbooks have a lot of potential, but they have to be recent. So look for textbooks from about the last 3 years. Tech books, the same thing. If they're from the last sort of 2 or 3 years, there's a good chance they're worth a lot of money. If they're like 10 years old and they're like Visual Basic 1.1, probably not going to be worth anything. Scan them anyway, have a look, but you're looking for kind of recent non-fiction just to get you started in selling books. And books is honestly probably the easiest place to start with selling on Amazon, as well as selling your own stuff. Okay, so what else can you sell on Amazon? Well, the big bummer for thrifters is that you probably can't sell clothes. I've been selling on Amazon 2 years and I don't have permission to sell clothes. And I don't really want permission to sell clothes. If you want to sell clothes, you have to have your own website and you have to sell new clothes. So nothing from the thrift store is going to work. And really you need your own website set up with very professional pictures. And there's a lot of rules around selling clothes. Now, if you have access to a wholesale source, you're authorized to sell clothes, or you have your own line of clothes, that's different. Then you can probably get permission to sell them. And you should probably look into how you can sell those on Amazon, because you will probably make a killing. You will probably do very, very well selling those on Amazon. But for regular thrift sellers, I would stay away from clothes. Sell those on eBay and use Amazon for all the anything in a box, any books, any media, anything in a box. Amazon, a lot of people start off selling groceries. There's a lot of courses which are all about sell groceries on Amazon, which is cool. I've sold a lot of groceries on Amazon. Candy, I love selling candy. I've done a ton of this. I sold chocolate coins over the winter, and you wouldn't believe, I think I've sold, I don't know, hundreds of bags of chocolate coins from the dollar store for $10 a bag. I don't know why. Why would you spend $10 on a bag of chocolate coins from the dollar store? And touch wood, I didn't have one negative feedback on them. So I made like $7, $6 or $7 per bag on dollar store candy. So sell groceries, sell candy. They have gated groceries now. They've cracked down on it a little bit. What they're saying now is you need to send in 3 invoices if you want to sell groceries. They keep going back and forth. I've heard people say they've just sent in Walmart receipts and they've got permission to sell. Other people are saying no, you need receipts from a wholesaler. So I would look for a local wholesaler, like a discount store, one that will sell to the public. And I'm sure if you're a little bit creative, you're a little bit thoughtful about this, you can find somewhere that will provide you with invoices that will fit what Amazon wants. The same thing is currently true for health and beauty. Those are both, they're called gated categories, and you need to get permission to sell in those. And again, they're asking for 3 invoices. Honestly, right now, I would stay away from the health category because things are crazy in that category, like crazy. There's people losing their accounts because there's restricted ingredients and FDA problems, and I would just stay well away from health products for now and not worry too much about being approved in that category. Beauty, again, beauty has a lot of restricted products. You can't sell like Urban Decay, you can't sell MAC, you can't sell a lot of the major brands. So I'd stay more into groceries and into just gadgets and gizmos and widgets and toys and things like that. Technically, you're not supposed to sell used toys on Amazon unless they're collectible. So they're very lax in my experience about what collectible means. So I found like board games, a lot of those are like directly out of print. So if you have like Lord of the Rings Risk or Deluxe Scrabble, those are collectible because you can no longer buy them just off the shelves. I think you're pushing it a bit if you start trying to sell like current Nerf guns or current games as collectible. You probably shouldn't be doing that. But a lot of people do, and as far as I know, no one's got slapped for selling a non-collectible game in collectible. So I think Amazon are very lax about what they mean by collectible in toys. But if it's just a regular used toy, I would probably sell it on eBay, because it's probably not worth a whole lot on Amazon anyway. What else can you sell on Amazon? You can sell kitchen products. I know people who sell Starbucks mugs on Amazon, so it's not just for eBay. You can sell like small electronics, things like CD players. I like printers. Big things are fine. So the thing with Amazon, they're partnered with UPS. So the way it works, you load up your box, and you take it to UPS, or you get UPS to pick it up from you, and the shipping's heavily discounted. So my boxes are usually like £30 boxes, and depending on which warehouse they're going to, often the price is only like $20 for a £30 box, which is awesome. And if it's going somewhere near me, like Phoenix or San Bernardino, it can even be just like $7 for a huge, like £30 box of stuff. So shipping is just great. So for FBA, I find it absolutely worth it sending in big things like printers. You can send in things like sewing kits, Christmas ornaments, like anything that's in a box and has a barcode, you can probably send it in. A lot of people sell DVDs, and I loved selling DVDs on Amazon. It's very easy. It's it's good money, and DVDs tend to hold their value, a lot of them. But I don't sell DVDs on Amazon now. A lot of people do, and I've had debates with people about this. Last year, a lady got her account suspended because she bought Pacific Rim, the DVD of Pacific Rim, and she bought a lot of them on Black Friday at Walmart. And they basically said you have to prove that you are an authorized seller of these DVDs, and they're not counterfeit. And what's happened is Warner Brothers have got very strict on selling DVDs, and some of the other big studios have got very strict on selling DVDs. And a lot of them are now completely restricted. And if they're not restricted, you run this risk of being accused of selling counterfeits. And even if you aren't selling counterfeits, if you don't have an invoice from an authorized wholesaler of those DVDs, your account's at risk. So I don't sell DVDs on Amazon, but lots of people do. So it's kind of it's up to you to do your risk assessment on it. If it's worth it for you to sell DVDs, if you make a lot of money off them and that's your main business, go ahead and sell DVDs. If you use Amazon for a lot of other things and DVDs are just a small fraction of that and they don't make that much money for you, I would stay away from them, because I just feel like the risk is just a little bit too big. So last of all, let me talk a bit about the process, like how you actually do FBA. So you set up your account, you've scanned your products, you've found something that you think is profitable, and you want to sell it through FBA. Okay, so what you need to do is find everything that you want to sell. Get a pile of books together or a pile of games, and you can either type the UPCs into Amazon. You go to Amazon Seller Central and it tells you add your product, sell it here. You put your UPC into Amazon and it should find the product for you. I use a little handheld barcode scanner. I think it cost me like $10. Like, they're super cheap, and I don't have to type the UPC in. So get yourself a barcode scanner. It'll just fit with a USB cable into your computer. Much quicker way of doing things, especially if you're going to be selling a lot on FBA. You're crazy doing it without a barcode scanner. They're cheap. Buy one. So you enter in all your products. You just do sell my product, enter the barcode, it finds it for you. You say list. You tell Amazon what condition the product you're selling is in, and then you set the price you want, which should be competitive with other sellers. Remember, price a penny or two higher than the lowest seller in the same condition. And if all the other sellers are merchant fulfilled and you're an FBA seller, you can afford to go a little bit higher than them, and you'll probably still get the sales. So you set your price, you set your condition, and you say, good, I'm good to go. It'll create a shipping plan for you. And the shipping plan will start listing all the items that you're selling. Once you've done this with every single item, you should have a shipping plan which will list all the items that you've got to send off. And then you say, create my shipments. And then what it does, it divides those into warehouses. So you might get really lucky and everything will go to one warehouse. Or you might, and you will probably, have a situation where it says, let's say you have 10 items. 8 items are going to one warehouse, 2 are going to another. Or 1 and 1 are going to 2 other warehouses. So it may split it down into a lot of warehouses. And this can be really, really annoying because you don't feel like it's worth shipping just one item on its own. So I tend to make fairly big shipments at a time. I tend to scan about 50 items at a time and make a shipment plan of about 50 or more items, or even 100 items, just to make it more worth it. And then you need a box for each warehouse that you're shipping to. Now there is a way around this. You can have inventory placement where you send everything to one warehouse, but you do have to pay a fee for that. So I wouldn't worry about that at first. If you're new to FBA, just go along with it and just send it to the warehouses it tells you to send them to. You can start deleting shipments, but don't mess around with the shipments too much, because if you start juggling items and trying to manipulate them, you can get slapped for manipulating shipments. They want you to send them to the warehouses they tell you to send those products to. Okay, so boxes, I just buy them from Walmart. So I tend to buy these duck ones. And when I'm in Walmart, I'll buy some 12-inch ones, some 14-inch ones, some 16-inch ones, and some 18-inch ones. I just get across the board. I use the 12-inch ones for books, because books get heavy really, really quick. So I'll fill up 12-inch boxes with books. The boxes can't be more than £50, because you will break your UPS man's back, and you don't want to do that, because UPS men are good, and ladies, UPS men and ladies. I use the 14-inch boxes for, I don't know, medium-sized shipments, and you will probably need the 16 and 18-inch boxes if you're selling like board games or anything oversized. I didn't mention oversized items. Some products with Amazon count as oversized, and even that can be things like wrapping paper, because wrapping paper is like 40 inches. If it's oversized, the fees will be higher, so you won't get as much payout. So if you sell if you sell a $15, or let's say a $15 bundle that's this size, your payout, I don't know, will probably be about $10 or $11. If you sell a $15 bundle that's this size, your payout might only be $3 or $4. So be really careful with oversized items. Check your payout. And if you're out and about and you think something might be a good seller but it's oversized, be careful. But yeah, have a good selection of these boxes. I think these cost, the 12-inch ones are like 60 cents, and the really big ones are like $1.40. So it's not too much of an outlay. I just buy Scotch tape and those. People have their own preferences with tape. I'm happy with the Scotch shipping tape. It seems to work for me. I also use, when you pack your boxes, pack them tight. So when I pack books, I make sure they're really, really tight. And here's what I do. I stuff them. I stuff the boxes. I get Trader Joe's, because I have loads of these around. And I rip the handles off. And bam, you've got like sheets of brown stiff paper. and so I use those to stuff the boxes and get them really packed tight so they don't bump around. A lot of people ask whether you should bubble wrap your products to send to Amazon. On the whole, no, I don't bubble wrap books unless they're like really nice coffee table books and they're in really good condition. Then I'll bubble wrap them because I want to keep things nice. Amazon buyers are super picky. So here's a tip. On eBay, most of your buyers, or maybe half to most of your buyers, will leave feedback for you. And feedback's like a big thing on eBay. You judge who you're going to buy from by their feedback. On Amazon, most people won't leave feedback for you on Amazon. Like, you're lucky if 2% of your customers leave feedback for you. And a lot of the times when they do leave feedback, it's because they're unhappy. It's like the comment cards in a restaurant. How many people bother filling in a comment card in a restaurant? Not many. And the chances are, if they do fill in that comment card, it's because they found a fly in their salad. And they were like, oh, I found a fly in my salad. So, be prepared for picky buyers on Amazon who will leave feedback that's not cool and who won't leave feedback at all. And if they do leave poor feedback for you, you can contact Amazon, and often you will be able to get it removed. Especially if it wasn't your fault, the chances are you can probably get it removed. But that's kind of the scope for another video. I do have a great book about it called Perfect Feedback that you can find on Amazon, and that'll tell you a little bit more about my approach to feedback on Amazon. Okay, so I don't bubble wrap books. I'll bubble wrap something if I think it's delicate, if it needs bubble wrapping. I tend to bubble wrap a lot of groceries, especially if they're in like very flimsy cardboard packaging. Or I use these. I love these bags. So these are suffocation warning self-seal bags, and they're great because you need to, if you use poly bags on Amazon, you have to have a suffocation warning on them. So you can either print your own suffocation warning or buy these. And I love these because these are so easy. You just put things in and you stick them up and you're done. And they fit with Amazon regulations about thickness of poly bags, anything like that. So I'll use those for some products if they need poly bagging. You can sell things like plush toys, but they must be poly bagged. Anything that's got any fabric or anything soft or plushy or anything that could get dirty in the warehouse, poly bag it. Poly bag it. Also, I get these little boxes from Uline, which are great if you have like small ceramic things, or like I sell some ceramic ornaments and I buy these at the specific dimensions. These are 9 by 7 by 7 boxes, so I buy those specifically for the ceramic products that I sell, and I stuff them with bubble wrap. The other thing you need to do is be careful of expiries. If you're selling groceries or printer ink or health and beauty products and they have expiry dates, you need to make a very big, clear expiry sticker for them. Look this up on Amazon policies. They have very specific rules about the font size on expiry dates and the format. In fact, these are the wrong format. They should have a hyphen, not a slash between them. But in my experience, they're pretty relaxed as long as they can see a clear expiry date on products. So make sure there's a clear expiry on anything you have that has an expiry date. So you've got all your products, you've made your shipping plan, then you have to sticker your items. So Amazon will print. I picked these up at an estate sale this morning. It's great. Look out for these at estate sales. $2 for a bunch of Avery stickers. So I use a Brother laser printer and it prints out these stickers for me. And you sticker your item. You have to put the sticker over the barcode on your product and load them up into your boxes. And that's pretty much your thing. So load up your box, sticker your items, and then you print off your UPS label. It'll take the payment for shipping from your account, and you stick up your box, and you either take it to UPS or you call UPS and get them to come and pick it up from you. And that's it. then it's sent into FBA. The length of time it takes to get to FBA really depends on which warehouse it's going to. If I send something to Phoenix or to San Bernardino, it usually gets there in a couple of days. Phoenix have been slow lately. They tend to, I don't know what they're doing with parcels, but they're taking a few days to open parcels and receive the products. But within a few days of it hitting the warehouse, and usually within a day or two of it hitting the warehouse, you'll see your products go live. And you wait for someone to start buying them. Yay! And you can alter the price. You can always mess around with the price and watch what other sellers are selling their product at and compete with those sellers. So you still have control over the price. And that's pretty much it. Once you're doing that, you're selling on FBA. You're doing it. Hurrah! So I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover about Amazon FBA. I recommend holding onto your eBay account or keep selling on eBay. It's great, especially if you do clothes or shoes. Like eBay's a good thing to maintain. But Amazon is such a good option as well. If you have access to anything that's in a box, any books or media, video games, stationery, and groceries. Groceries are cool. If you can get into the grocery category, great. Sell Pop-Tarts. Go to Big Lots or Grocery Outlet or anywhere like that, and you can find stuff. I mean, I think that's the other big question, is where do you find things to sell on Amazon? Everywhere. I picked up Menthos chewing gum at a yard sale about 3 weeks ago. And I bought it at way less than wholesale because the ladies selling it were promoters and they had a lot of Menthos chewing gum left over from a promotion they'd been doing. And I bought a load of 6-packs off them. And I sold 10 6-packs to one buyer for a total of $260, which was way more than I paid for it. So you can find Amazon products anywhere. Just really keep your eyes open. Try grocery outlet stores. In fact, outlet malls are great. Try Big Lots, Kohl's, Walmart, Kmart, and just scan products. You'll get a feel, especially if you find niche products, diet products, any specialist things that are just in your area or local. I mean, you might have the best maple syrup in your state and no one else is selling it. Great. Or the best coffee or anything like that is great for Amazon. I love yard sales. I find so much at yard sales, rummage sales, thrift shops. Just look out for anything that's Amazonable. The main things, I think, whatever you're selling needs to be fairly uniform. You can't really, I wouldn't recommend trying to sell hand-painted art or that kind of thing's better on eBay. I would also say that collectible books are probably better on eBay. When I've had signed books, they tend to get ignored on Amazon. I find people don't bother looking at collectible. Excuse me. But I found if I have signed books, they sell well on eBay because I think collectors use eBay. Collectors don't use Amazon. Amazon caters more to impulse buyers. Another thing with Amazon is that price tends to be a lot of people are in the mindset when they list on Amazon and they go, oh, well, I would never pay that much for this. Oh, I would never pay $50 for a Monopoly set. There are people who will pay $50 for the Monopoly set. Their child wants it for their birthday. It's the Monopoly set they had when they first got engaged to their wife and they want to relive those happy Monopoly nights. You don't know people's reasons. So the pricing is, you can often price a lot higher than you think is feasible on Amazon. I don't know why someone would want to buy 10 6-packs of Menthos chewing gum at $27 a pack. I mean, that's crazy. That's $4 a tub of Menthos, but yet someone wanted it enough to buy 10 6-packs. I don't know why, but just always start your pricing high on Amazon and then slowly bring it down if it's really not selling. Cool. So I think that's like the basics of FBA, like why you should sell on FBA, what you can sell on FBA, and how to go about it. There's a lot of other things I could talk about. One thing you can't do on FBA is see sold listings. When you're selling on eBay, you can go to sold listings and see what a product's sold at, which gives you a very realistic idea of the value of a product. You can't do this on Amazon. All you can do is see what other people are selling at. There is an app called Camel. It's actually a website and a browser plugin called camelcamelcamel.com. And if you use that, you can actually see a sales rank history and a price history of any particular product. So that is a really useful tool. It doesn't quite do the same as sold on eBay, but that's probably the closest you've got to looking at sold listings. I should mention rank before I finish this up. So rank is the it's like a score for a product's popularity. So if you have a book that's ranked under 1 million, it's probably a decent selling book. I think it's in like the top 5% of books selling on Amazon. And if you have a book that has a rank of about 1 million, the chances are it's going to sell maybe 2 or 3 copies a month. If you have a book that's like 4 million, you're probably looking at selling 1 per year, if that. In toys, you probably want to aim about under 70 or 80,000 in toys, except at Christmas when like everything sells. But for most of the year, toys, if it's in the top 10,000, it's going to sell several of that toy a day. If it's in like 100,000, it's going to sell 1 every so often. So rank, the Amazon Seller app tells you about rank, and also Scam Power and Profit Bandit will tell you about rank. It's a very quick and dirty way to find out how popular an item is, because rank, it might only reflect a recent sale. So, for example, if I have a book and it's got a rank of 4 million and then I sell it, that rank might jump up to 1 million, but it might never sell again. So rank isn't like a steadfast way of knowing how popular a product is, but if you use an app like Camel, you can actually look at the history and see how many times it's sold. And the way you see how many times that book has sold is you look at the vertical spikes upwards. And each spike in sales rank is a sale, because the rank jumps every time the product's sold. So use that to do your research and to find out how likely a product is to sell. On Amazon, pretty much the game is price and rank. You want to find popular products and you want to find the best prices and the best margins you can. So that's kind of the game with Amazon. Find your great products, find popular products that people want, and sell them high. You don't have as much opportunity to do marketing as you do on eBay. There is marketing opportunities, but it's different and it's kind of the next level. And that's when we get into sort of creating your own products and bundles, which I will save for another video. All right. I think this has been enough information. I really hope you've got something from it. I hope I didn't ramble too much. If you have any questions, come and join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Catherine Treasure. It's Treasure Hunting with Catherine. Just look it up on Facebook. There's some really nice people in the group, really helpful. You'll usually find an answer to what you're looking for. Or send me a message. I'll try and help you out if I can, and leave comments here. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to share it wherever you like, wherever it's welcome, and do say hi, leave good feedback, like, share, subscribe, and join me for my spreecasts every Saturday at 5 p.m. PST. Alright, have a great day and happy treasure hunting!